But here's Jen Psaki yesterday saying the quiet part out loud, again, proving my point. This has nothing to do with economic growth, coronavirus, masking, public health, nothing to do with anything. It has everything to do with a growing trend towards tyranny. Tyranny requires control and remaking the economy. Listen to Psaki say the quiet part out loud. Check this out.
I understand, and we all know why we're talking here about the size and the cuts, et cetera. But a cut, it's not a cut just because someone once proposed something bigger on paper. It's not a bill or a policy that's going to change lives if nothing is passed. And that's what we're working through. There's a lot of ways to do that. And that's the discussion she's having with her caucus. And the president is, of course, playing a prominent role in.
So the president doesn't prefer then one avenue or the other?
The president wants to make fundamental change in our economy, and he feels coming out of the pandemic is exactly the time to do that. And if we don't do it now, if we don't address the cost of childcare, to go back to Josh's question earlier, if we don't address the climate crisis, if we don't ensure that universal pre-K is a reality now, we're not going to have the same opportunity to do it for some time.
You hear us say the quiet part out loud? No, it's all about fundamental change to the economy. It is not about fundamental change to the economy. We are a capitalist economy, or we were. What do they want to fundamentally change? Echoing the words of Obama, who said the same thing. They want to change it to a socialist system they don't even believe in themselves. It's all about power for them. Notice how she says, we got to fix the cost of childcare. Do you notice everything the government inserts its disgusting tentacles into every arena? The prices go through the roof. You know, I said this on the 5-1. Did you ever notice this? How liberals will complain about the cost of healthcare and public education, and it's the two areas where government has the biggest footprint. And then liberals say what? Let's introduce more government to fix the problem we caused by introducing government into public healthcare and education and causing prices to rise. Why? Because they give people money to spend on it, which drives up the price. Because they don't earn the money themselves. They get it from other people. So they don't care what the price of college or healthcare is. They're not paying. And yes, liberals want to do that same thing to childcare. The government is a rotting cancer. Everything it touches, it burns to the ground. You watch. None of this will impact liberals at all, but we're going to do actual science here. It is Wednesday, October 13th. If this dreadful porculus bill passes, and there are these massive payouts for childcare, I guarantee you, on my entire reputation, the cost of childcare over the coming years will explode. You will pay more. Liberals will complain about it, and they will never, ever once tie it to the government spending plan on childcare. Guaranteed. Here, proving my point, good article in National Review, sans the dreadful Kevin Williamson, con Inc. guy, and emphasize the con. Democrat taxers will need middle-class taxes to fund their agenda, by Brian Reidel, who does really good work. He talks about how Democrats love all these social programs like Sam Seder and others until they find out that they actually have to pay for them. Here's a great line about Medicare for All. He says, similarly, support for Medicare for All fails when respondents are reminded that it would require new taxes. He says, just wait until they discover fully financing the proposal would require trading their premiums and deductibles for a 25 percentage point increase in the payroll tax. Yeah, he's like, what a shocker. It's true, right? We love Medicare for All. You got to pay more taxes. I hate Medicare for All. These people don't know anything. It's only about controlling healthcare. It's nothing to do with saving you money. It's not going to save you a dime. It's going to cost you more. Here, what about public college? Liberals love that too. This tax resistance isn't limited to conservatives and moderates. Even 2/3 of Bernie Sanders supporters would not be willing to accept more than $1,000 in new taxes to ensure universal health care or free public college. He says, he goes on to say the revolution's only acceptable if funded by the billionaires. Billionaires and billionaires. These people don't want to pay. The minute they find out they have to pay, all of a sudden they don't want any free stuff. Public college, universal health care. Now, I know there are liberals listening. They are not smart. These are very stupid people. The ones in the government are deliberate and plotting. Many liberals in the population are very dumb. I'm sorry. So they'll say to you, the retort, get ready for it, is there's definitely enough money for the billionaires to pay for this all. So is there? So I looked up how many billionaires there were in the country. There are 614 billionaires in the country worth a collective $3.2 trillion. So if we confiscated every single dollar from every billionaire in the country, and they never earn any money again, so you can only do it one time because they'd have no money left, right? No businesses, they'd be gone. So if we took their $3.2 trillion, do you think we'd be able to spend for all this new free stuff? So I put in a search engine, how much did the federal government spend in 2020? Here's the answer. In 2020, according to Data Lab, the government spent $6.55 trillion. So you could confiscate every single dollar from the billionaires. You could confiscate every dollar and you still wouldn't have paid for half of the federal spending for last year alone, despite the new stuff they want to add on, like free healthcare, free public college, and free childcare. Liberals, freaking math. Try it sometime, you dipwads. Just once. Try it. Just one time. Billionaires will pay for it. Really? You don't have enough money to pay for even last year's spending. Not even half. Ask Sam Setter about that. He doesn't, the math is probably not his strong point. Sam Setter. Is that really who that is? What? No, Sam Sater. Sorry.
You just heard the Dan Bongino Show.